bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. There was ever a time and place to say it.
This is it.
This is it. We're back.
We're back, baby.
It's true. We are back. Season 2.
Season 2, round 2. Dude, what an unbelievable show. Like, truly, it's
one
hard
of the
to
best ever, if not the best.
Yeah, truly. That's like not an understatement.
Yeah, no, it's... Every time I watch it, I'm still like impressed. And I literally still discover more things to this day.
Yeah.
And I've rewatched the show multiple times. So it's like...
If you don't know what show we're talking about, it's Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. What up?
Yeah, there's many layers to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is there's an episode in season 2 it's actually called Mr. Ruggiero's Neighborhood. And it's the episode when the FBI tries to drop a wire in Tony's house, in the lamp.
For our listeners who don't know, Jake is our resident Sopranos savant. Like, he knows everything about Sopranos.
I'm like a Sopranos mentat. Like my eyes like go white and I'm but it only works on Sopranos, nothing else.
Jake can literally power a starship with strictly Sopranos knowledge.
I mean, you can send me a screenshot of an episode and be like, what episode, what season is it? And I'll like human mentat it out and fucking, there's proof of it. We have it, you know?
Yeah.
That's the Jake FH Comics and Chronic Sopranos challenge. Throw down the gauntlet.
Ooh,
send a picture to Jake.
Yeah. Yeah. Send me a picture. See if I can figure what season and what episode.
But Jake, if they do this, you need to respond in video format. You need to be like, this person sent me this, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's blah, 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 blah.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm intrigued though, Cody, because you picked this episode of The Sopranos Season 2.
Yeah.
We're coming back at you, Comics and Chronic. We love Sopranos so much that we could not get enough.
Yeah. We never will.
That's true.
Never.
Yeah, we'll never stop.
And if you don't know what we mean by that, we did Sopranos Summer a couple years back.
Yeah.
And
just like House of the Dragon, we took a 2-year hiatus from Sopranos.
And now we're doing Sopranos September.
Yeah.
every week.
4 episodes and a Patreon.
We're ready now.
It's funny, the episode you picked, Cody, first of all, it's a classic. It's easily one of the best ever. And I saw this interview with David Chase, and he was saying this is his favorite episode. He said this is the ultimate episode of The Sopranos.
Are you bullshitting or what?
No, I swear to God.
I'm both intrigued. What I was going to ask before was, Cody, why'd you choose this episode? And now I want to ask David Chase, why is this his favorite episode?
I chose this episode. One, it's just like such a good character study of all across the cast, like of just the Soprano family, but particularly Tony and Carmella.
Even Meadow.
And also, yeah, Meadow too.
It's a Meadow heavy episode.
Yeah, for sure. And also, I believe it's the first time Tony sheds blood, isn't it? Gets blood on his
this is
hands.
officially not the first kill we've seen on The Sopranos, but this is the first Tony Soprano kill we've seen on The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Episode 5, Season 1, College.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sopranos, College Park, Bubba Sparxxx edition.
Exactly.
In Sopranos Summer, we did an episode called University. I thought that was a funny coincidence.
Okay, wait. So time out. Anthony, you got to finish. Why did David Chase choose this episode?
Oh, yeah, right. So he said, okay, so like if you watch this episode like by itself, like that's all it is, right? Like you don't really need to know anything that happens before it or after it. This is David Chase's own words, by the way.
That's true. I agree.
And he's like, this could have easily been like in the 1940s, like a short movie, right? Like it has like all the elements within the episode that you need.
There's a beginning, middle, and end to the episode.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter what you know about the characters before or after. You got the perfect story where it's like a mobster. Again, these are like verbatim David Chase's words at this point. Like you have a mobster, on a college road trip with his daughter. He sees a rat. They get into an altercation while at the same time his wife is like about to sleep with a priest. Like it's the perfect little, dramatic story. Like, it's such a good episode.
Oh, it's a banger. Yeah. It's a banger.
You picked a great one, dude.
I like it. it's not one of my favorite, but I mean, like anything, like there's no bad Sopranos episode, and this is not one of them. It's just interestingly enough, I'm intrigued that you guys picked it because it doesn't rank, but it is personally one of the more relatable episodes. As far as I did that drive like in New England, going to see colleges with my dad when it was that time of my life. And like staying at motels and hotels like in Maine and New Hampshire. So I was like, that was super relatable.
So you're Meadow in this episode.
I'm a hard Meadow vibes.
Yeah, Jake is Meadow Soprano.
But instead of a gangster, my dad is just a Jewish accountant.
So it's that scene that's been memed to death. They're in the car and you turn to your dad. You're like, Dad, are you a Jewish accountant?
Are you?
And he just turns.
Now I want to see that. You gotta make that meme. Dad, are you a Jewish accountant? Yeah.
Oh.
That's a great scene, though.
I'm also very much AJ in that I don't know how to fucking hard boil an egg. And yeah, I like when Carmella was like, AJ, go to Jason's and play Nintendo. And he's like, sweet.
Yeah. Say no more.
Dude, everything, it was so good. I honestly, it's been so long since, I think the last time I rewatched The Sopranos was during Sopranos Summer. So
Yeah.
it's been 2 years at least. And I've, like, I always forget about that, the emotional affair Carmella has with the priest.
It's great. It's a great story. And it's like an ongoing,
Yeah, it's a
pretty
great arc.
much. Like almost throughout every season, they constantly go back and forth.
What do you think about when Carmella says that, like, you know, she starts doing her confession with the priest and she's saying, like, you know, everything that's happening in my life is like God, like, punishing me for like keeping these secrets and all that. Like, do you think there's part of The Sopranos where that's like a prophecy that becomes true?
Yeah, I think I might have mentioned this when we did cover it, but
I think you did. Yeah.
from a religious standpoint, yeah, like at the series finale, that scene in the diner, we all have theorized that Tony ultimately dies, right? Okay. But what if it's a shootout and not even on purpose, but what if Carmella and AJ also die? And the show is heavy into religion and Catholicism. AJ tried to commit suicide, so he's going to hell. Tony is guilty of everything that we've seen. He's going to hell. If we're leading into the religious thing, I mean. And Carmella is really complicit. She's been told by multiple psychiatrists and priests in like enabling Tony and his criminal life and benefiting off it. She lives off of blood money.
Yeah.
But Meadow is the last one to arrive, and pretty much throughout the whole show, she's like the most purest one. Like she has the best heart out of all of them.
Yeah. Do you believe she's Tony's guardian angel? Like she kind of, because think about this in this episode.
I think they all die in the diner and Meadow walks in on a bloodbath.
No, that I agree with. That, well, maybe I kind of, but in this episode, like the rat, what's the dude's name that he's chasing?
God, it's
Frank
It's like
Peters.
no, but what's his real name?
Frank
Is something with a
Peters?
P.
No.
It's like Pantangelo or
Yeah.
And this dude doesn't shoot him.
when he's at
Because
And
of
Meadow's
Meadow.
right next to
when
him.
Meadow's drunk and throwing up. And he has the deer
Yeah.
rifle. And he even tells him when Tony goes up behind him to choke him, he's like, I could have shot you last night outside your motel. Your daughter was drunk. And like, dude, Tony even thinks about it. And then like a pure gangster, he's like, well, that's the difference between you and me. He's like, for us, the hustle never ends. And fucking like strangles him.
True. But
Yeah.
remember earlier in the episode, Tony is stalking him and he like stops him and backs off when he sees the dude he's chasing's daughter. You remember this? Like he's in the jacuzzi and then his daughter's like, Dad, come inside. And Tony, like, it's a similar moment if you think about it.
Yeah, I don't think Tony was backing off because he wasn't going to kill him. Maybe just not then, but he was still hunting him. I mean, he showed up behind the dude's trailer, and killed him.
No, yeah, absolutely. But I'm saying in both moments, like they just stop in those moments when like
True.
it's kind of like the unspoken thing. Like if Meadow comes to the diner at the end, do you think Tony might not get shot because like Meadow would have been like sitting next to him, for instance? You think it would have stopped the dude because of like there is a code. They break it when you get to that part of the show. They're definitely breaking almost every code they have. But
Because say that guy like comes out of the bathroom and he's about to and Meadow comes in and Tony looks up. He's like, Dad. And then like, I don't know, like, does he see it in time out of his peripheral to like do something?
I'm thinking more like if she was actually sitting there, maybe like the guy doesn't have the shot anymore.
No, I think
It's similar to this episode. That's all
sure,
I'm saying.
I agree. I think she walks
What
in and
if?
she sees
Sopranos,
them.
what if?
Oh, God. I mean, remember, we do have our post-Sopranos story where Meadow becomes boss.
Right.
Yeah,
The Meadowlands.
Meadowlands.
Yeah. We've been in development hell with David Chase,
Oh,
but
God,
it's
yeah.
going to come out one day.
It is going to come
for
out
sure.
one day. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
he did make many Saints of
Comics
Newark.
and Chronic Productions.
Yeah.
And in collaboration with HBO.
Yeah.
We have a lot of productions that don't exist yet because we need people with money to care about them.
Yes, which is why we're starting our official GoFundMe for Meadowlands.
Yeah.
So donate whatever you want, whatever you have. Your name will be in the credits as one of the producers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be a part of history.
Part of history.
For $1 million, you could get shot in the Meadowlands in an episode.
Yes, we will arrange that.
We will.
Alec Baldwin won't be involved. We promise.
Oh,
Nice.
damn. I don't know. Put some respect.
No,
I'm
too soon?
I still
Sorry.
fuck with Alec Baldwin, Doug. I'm not gonna lie. He can shoot 10 more people, and I'll be fine with it.
Yeah, man.
He's like, yeah, man.
So does that make this a pro Alec Baldwin podcast? By
Look,
that logic.
Both myself and Sopranos fuck with the Baldwins. Remember, Billy Baldwin played Tony in Christopher's Cleaver movie.
Yeah.
This is Jake's Sopranos savant magic at
I've
work.
been mentating this whole time.
When you said mentat before, I don't know. Have you guys ever? My sister had like this big party in her backyard. You were at my sister's house before the wedding. You know, she has a huge backyard.
Yeah.
And at the party there was a mentalist.
What's
Have you guys
what's
ever experienced a mentalist?
Like a mind
So-
reader?
They claim to be a mind reader.
I've
like this
seen
dude was
clips
normal.
on YouTube and shit.
Yeah, mentalists are like that meme where the woman with the shapes and stuff like that, that's the mentalist.
Oh, she's a mentalist.
Oh, really?
Is that a show?
It's a show.
I
Yeah.
think it was
It's
a show, yeah.
I didn't.
Well, so this dude, look, I don't know how he did it.
Well,
I know
time
there
out.
was
Why didn't
something
you
he
have a
did.
mentalist at your wedding?
I didn't even know. Why? This
Dude,
guy was
you
good though.
shoulda.
If I knew about this guy,
He was good?
Like he asked me to think about a random celebrity, but I think he just kind of took a wild guess that made sense. So I thought of Robert Downey Jr. immediately, right? I was like, "This
That's
is
a
it. This
pretty.
is just-
That's within the sphere of being able to guess.
right." So like, I guess I didn't push him, but like then he was like, he like literally took a deck of cards and like flipped it really fast. He's like, "Just pick a card," and I picked a card without saying it, and he had like shit written on paper. Okay, here was the weirdest thing. My cousin, right? He was like, "Do you have a pet?" And she's like, "No." He's like, "Did you ever have a pet?" She's like, "Nope, I've never had a pet." He's like, "Okay, do you have a friend who has a pet with like a weird name or like a unique name?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay, think of it." And then he's like, "Okay, now tell me the name." And then she's like, "Winston." He's like, "All right, go to my Instagram profile right now." And I pull it up on my phone, and his Instagram profile in the bio, it said, "The next person I ask will say Winston is the pet's name." Like, I swear to God, like it was there. Like it's
That's crazy. That's pretty cool. I would be impressed.
I don't know how he did that. Like, I know it's not real. I just don't know how he
Do
did
you
that.
know it's not real, Anthony?
He was a magician.
Yeah. Why are we, especially this podcast where we dare to imagine? Who are we to? All of us who are fans of X-Men and beings that can do crazy things. Well, can't there be one?
Yeah, it's this guy.
Yeah.
He's the
So
mentalist.
I just can't prove it. I'll figure it out. I'll work with Chronic Jarvis to crack the
dude, so
code.
you're working with AI.
Oh, my
shit, I
God,
never said
Anthony.
that.
Yeah,
I
you
never
did.
said that.
I'm telling you, Anthony is a traitor to the human race.
Never. I would never betray my brothers and sisters. My paisans.
My paisans. Dude, I'm drinking rum because I'm cool.
Dude,
Whoa.
I'm drinking water. I'm not even smoking this episode.
Why? Do tell.
Because I took 50 milligrams.
Oh. So you're smacked.
I'm smacked.
Okay.
So, Cody, what did you like about this episode? You picked it.
True. Especially because this is
just
a family-heavy episode.
The Sopranos family, they're a real family. Maybe that's why I'm rooting for them. You know what I mean? they're not like the family from the Mortal Kombat movie.
I knew you were going to say, what about Cole and his daughter?
Yeah, fuck
like,
them.
no, fuck them.
Check out our Mortal Kombat episode if you want to know what I'm talking about. But yeah, no. This episode is just like one of those ones that's like way more of a character drama. But like you said, it's also like the first time like Tony tells his daughter to her face, he's like, I am not associated. I do a little gambling maybe, but that's it. And then later, while on a college trip, murders somebody.
Yeah. But Meadow's also not stupid.
Right.
She he said, like, no, like, some of my money comes from illegal gambling. But Meadow's like, at least he was a little honest.
But then at the end, when he comes back in the car, he has mud on his boots. His hand is bleeding.
He has the mud and the blood on his shoes.
Yeah, blood from
the wire.
The wire, yeah.
Yep.
Hands, yeah.
Brutal way to die.
So Meadow's not dumb. I feel like if anything, she like that trip, she gets confirmation that her dad is in the mob.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Tony, especially in this episode, I probably said this when we did Sopranos Summer, he feels like a superhero, you know? Like on one end, he's like this, you know, maybe he's an anti-hero, a villain. Like he obviously just killed a dude. But
he killed a dude. He's calling his side piece.
This episode also, I guess, and I found this out. Here's a bit of trivia. I know you guys didn't like Dexter. The guy who wrote this episode created Dexter.
All right. Well, kudos to that guy.
Yeah.
But this episode felt like Dexter, the way Tony kills this guy.
I've never truly watched Dexter. I just hate it by reputation alone.
It felt like a Dexter episode.
Yeah, I've seen Dexter, and I feel like that's underselling the Sopranos episode.
I feel insulted in some weird way.
I mean, Dexter literally wouldn't exist without the Sopranos, like so many other shows. You know, I'm just saying, it had Dexter vibes
for sure. I like the cinematography alone, like when it was like the shaky cam because it was the dude with the binoculars outside of the motel.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. That was raw.
Yeah, it was. It was just. Is that
the wrong adjective?
That was just funny. That was raw,
dude. But yeah, it's just I love just like everything about this. I love the drama. I like
Father Intantola. I've always liked him. He's kind of he's a cool character throughout the show.
Yeah.
When does he stops appearing after like the second season or something?
It gets fewer and it just gets fewer and far between. But he's in it, like he's in the episode after Tony wakes up from his coma, like the father goes to visit him in the hospital. So he's just like, I mean, shit, he's a fucking priest, like. But yeah, the first 2 seasons he's in it pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially the first season.
Yeah.
Definitely, especially
for show.
He gets off on like flirting with Carmella through like.
Yeah, and you find out that it's just like any young women in his church.
Dude, those motherfuckers wield power.
Yeah, and he's basically edging himself with married women constantly.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
he's edging himself. This is a priest we're talking about.
Yeah.
If we make the like we did the Dr. Melfi stats thing, if we did it for the priest, that's it's gonna have that on it.
It's +5 for edging.
+5 durability.
Yeah.
Father Intantola is actually pretty stacked. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I don't know. He couldn't handle his wine very well.
That's true. Yeah, he does get sick.
Carmella had the flu and was drinking wine with him.
That's true. Ooh, point for Carmella on her power card.
Yeah, well,
always points for Carmella.
Yeah, Carmella's the GOAT. This is like an episode where you see a lot of emotion in Edie Falco, just like all over. It was just so good.
It shows that Carmella is not just like maybe the character you might have assumed automatically when it's just like, oh, she's a mobster's wife. It's like she's way more than that. Like
well,
all
like,
the characters
even
are,
the
but
way at the beginning she's almost playing the doting wife role with the priest by feeding him and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but by the end of the episode, she's almost like rejecting him, you know?
yeah.
So
She's feeling better the next morning.
He like cucks himself, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, I guess if he didn't puke, they would have hooked up.
Yeah.
Something was about to happen.
Also, it's like Tony Soprano is so different than Father Intentella, both physically and mentally. It's like Father Intentella is not wielding the same dong that Tony Soprano is.
No way.
Carmella's
no,
not just going to let any dick up in her.
No. I think Carmella was willingly edging herself too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then she realized she needed the real thing.
Yeah.
Fury.
I mean, at the end of the day, she's just loyal to Tony. You know what I mean?
she is.
to a
Points
fault.
for... Dude, I've always liked Carmella more than fucking Skylar White.
Oh, easily. No
Yeah.
comparison in my book.
I know, but people talk about the wives, but
I kind of hate when people make any comparison between Breaking Bad and Sopranos. I'm like,
I just think
fucked.
Skylar White's the worst wife compared to Carmella.
Yeah, agreed.
I'd want Carmella. I wouldn't want Skylar White.
No, Skylar.
The Skylar White, no, she loses in every battle.
They're not Italian, you know. They don't believe in.
But wait,
nuclear
Cody,
family.
why do you hate any comparisons? There's definitely Sopranos DNA in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, but I just don't think it's as good. I just like I hear a lot of people say Breaking Bad is better than Sopranos.
Oh,
and
no,
to
hell
that,
no.
to that, I say
crazy
pish
talk.
posh.
Pish posh.
I agree.
You
That
just got
sounds like what
pish posh.
babies sound like when they start talking at each other. Like I just
Goo
hear
goo
goo
gaga. Yeah,
That's literally how my daughter sounds. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah. You know, she's like finally growing up when she first says Sopranos and Breaking Bad aren't even on the same level.
Pish posh.
You know what I mean?
Pish posh.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a pretty self-contained episode, and it's cool
Yeah.
because it also just almost exclusively deals with his actual family, his wife,
Yeah.
his daughter, his son. You know,
Yeah.
Right. You see Christopher, but there's no side shit
but
happening.
there's really no really side shit. Like it's a very contained episode.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
It's very focused. Yeah.
You said it doesn't rank for you, Jake?
As far as like my personal ones that I love, no.
I love this episode. It's one of my favorite of season 1 for sure.
Yeah. I kind of watching it this time. So I've only seen the series once. So that's my second time seeing this episode. It I don't know. It ranks for me for sure. Yeah, it was so good.
I can't put it in my top 5, top 10.
Is there anything you don't like about the episode?
No.
It just doesn't. There's
You're
too many
asking
good
me
ones.
to compare like gold to gold.
That's fair. Gold to gold.
I mean, like, because even just because I don't think it's a bad episode, but I think there's more. Like, for me, there's just more powerful, more cooler episodes.
That's fair. I think it might have been the first time like the main character of a show is like killing someone like on a show. Like maybe someone shoots someone, but like
only because Oz came out before Sopranos, so Oz that happened.
Yeah.
is there a main character in Oz, like someone you're following?
There's a whole gang of main characters.
Yeah. Oz is
like a huge ensemble,
yeah,
but it does have like a few focused characters.
for sure.
J.K. Simmons plays a neo-Nazi. that
J.K.
breaks
Simmons
people
is
up the
definitely
butt.
yeah.
He's a monster in that show. There's a shit ton of Sopranos and Wire actors who are on Oz. Actually, this is a little Sopranos fact. Edie Falco played the correctional guard in the first season of Oz and in the second season, but she gets written off the second season because Sopranos starts filming and she had gotten Carmella, the role of Carmella.
Nice.
So she left Oz to go do Sopranos.
Nice.
But
Definitely a strong choice by her and her agent.
seriously.
Also, I want to say, just when this show starts, I mean, just because of his swagger, but like young Gandolfini's a handsome man. You know what I mean? He's not as big, you know what I mean? He's a little leaner in the early season.
He's way leaner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever
lean.
seen True Romance with Patricia Arquette and
Oh, yeah.
Christian Slater?
Oh yeah.
He's in that.
Yeah, that's a banger.
He's
Oh,
the
that's a
fight
great movie,
scene
yeah.
between Patricia and him, and like he
Yeah.
fucks her up. Like he beats the shit out of her.
He beats the shit out of her.
Patricia ultimately like kills him.
Yeah.
By the way, the guy he's chasing, his name is Febby.
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 Febby's a rat.
He's a snitch. Yeah. So basically, I don't think we gave a synopsis, but Tony is
I
taking
don't
his
even
daughter.
think we did an intro. Like, hey,
We did it?
It is.
No, we said College Park Bubba Sparxxx episode. That was our intro.
Yes. Well, I think, interestingly enough, this is a fact. It was the role of Tony Soprano was between James Gandolfini and Bubba Sparxxx.
Right.
Yeah.
Bubba Sparxxx, of course, losing out by a hair.
Yeah.
I think it was the grills.
Yeah. I don't know. That show might have been just as iconic if Bubba Sparxxx did play Tony.
If not more iconic, I think.
Yeah. I wish there was like a original like Targaryen like Game of Thrones type episode that originally starred Bubba Sparxxx, but they had to go with James Gandolfini.
Like we reshot the pilot.
They reshot the pilot. Yeah.
Another Sopranos what if for you.
What
All
if?
kinds of. Well, are we there? Have we reached that point?
That mixes. Well, we could talk. I mean, that dude, the rat, he was jacked too. That dude was jacked. He looked like
He was a fit older man. Yeah.
yeah, like he looked like if Tony wouldn't have snuck up on him, that he would have put up a fight. You know what I
Maybe,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
But Tony got him.
Tony got him.
He was trying to get those junkies to get him right before that.
Yeah. Also, I feel like hiding up there and you're from New Jersey, that's really not that far.
No.
Like, if I go into the witness protection, I want to go like across the country.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to Utah.
Yeah.
Hang out with some
Utah. I'm going to
Mormons.
become a Mormon, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, now
Like,
everyone
literally,
knows you're going to do that.
Yeah, well,
But I'll do something else.
just to throw them off our trail.
Exactly. That's what I want them to think I'm going to do.
But in reality, that's what we do.
Cody, you just need to move to the next town over in West Virginia. You'll be safe.
What do you mean?
They won't find you.
Oh yeah.
Witness
You
protection.
can hide out. You can hide out in your part of the country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like shave your head, shave your
It's
beard.
a good
You'll be a
hideout
different
spot,
person.
honestly. Yeah.
There's no way. I'm not in this state. I can't go into hiding here.
Try it.
But try
What about
it.
Kentucky? Commit a crime that you have to run away from.
Nice.
No, you don't have to commit a crime. Just,
disappear.
No.
Is that what you're saying?
Assume a different identity. It's not disappearing.
Yes.
I think that makes Anthony Tony in this episode.
Yeah, seriously. So wait, who are you then, Cody?
I guess in this AJ. Get
AJ.
fuck. No, I'm I'm doing the edging.
You're doing the edging?
Yeah.
I guess. I feel like you're not that religious, though.
No,
Cody's
I
the
was
most
once upon a time.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, I'd say at one point in my life, I was by far the most religious. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
crazy.
I actively was a religious kid at points in time. I read the Bible from cover to cover.
I've never done that.
Yeah.
Loser.
Yeah. Hey man, I was homeschooled. You know what
Double
I mean?
loser.
Yeah.
Although when you tell me that, I'm like, oh, Cody was homeschooled. Maybe that's not a bad option. Cody's a really, he's very sociable. Cody is like the most friendly dude. Like,
Yeah, but maybe I think a part of it is because I craved interaction so bad that now I have a hard time slowing down.
oh,
That's why
gotcha.
you'll ultimately self-destruct.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be like when somebody's like absorbing power, but then it just gets too much and I overserve. I'm gonna be like Doc Ock at the end of Spidey 2, you know?
Oh, man.
The power of the sun in the palm of my hand. Well, I'll kick it off, you guys.
Kick it.
This is a good episode, but am I giving it the 6?
Whoa.
I'm not.
Wow.
Whoa.
I'm not. But I'll still give it a gentleman's 5.
Damn.
Fair.
Wow. Well, I'm giving it an easy money 6. I love this episode.
Yeah, I gave it the easy money 6 as well.
665.
Ooh, that does not. Nope.
What?
Yeah, nope.
5 is not a bad rating.
No, it's not.
No, but it also doesn't summon the devil.
Yeah, we
It
won't be
doesn't, but
hearing
hey,
from him today.
I don't do things just to summon the devil. I keep it real. And if the devil doesn't like it, he can suck my dick.
I'm glad he's not here to hear you say that.
In fact, I hope the next time the devil comes on, he offers to suck my dick.
We might hear it this season on Sopranos September.
Oh shit!
We might hear it. No, I really like this episode. Even at the end when they're Tony's sitting in the or towards the end, Tony's sitting in the office or outside the office where Meadow's going for one of the interviews, and there's a plaque on the wall. And it's talking about like a man who has
on it.
Yeah, like the duality of man, like if he's showing a different face to everyone else and he's a different person here. Just like the whole thing where he's like hiding himself being a mobster from his family, which is like a big part of The Sopranos.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a cool moment. He just sees that quote and it's
And he like cocks his head. And
yeah, that's it. Yeah, kind of like the Hulk. Like if the Hulk's
I don't know. Tony is very like receptive and like open to a lot of things.
for sure.
In fact, like, because I'll just rewatch random episodes. But okay, the episode where like Vito eventually gets ousted as gay. There's a part like his boys want them to kill him and whatnot. And so does Phil. But he's talking to Melfi in that episode, and he's like, she's like questioning him about homosexuality, especially like in his circle and his line of work. He's like, you know what? He's like, what do I give a fuck? I'll salute. He's like, live your life. Then, like, it's almost like if there was no pressure on him to be a certain way, Tony isn't like the worst person.
No.
He's pretty
just
like
kills
open
people.
to shit.
Yeah.
Now, but he's like almost open to things if there weren't like the fact that he's the fucking boss of a mafia family. You know what I mean? Like he can't be like, oh guys, we got to be progressive. and someone's like, yeah, he's right. He's like, Vito did use he, him pronouns. Like it's never gonna happen. But like in therapy, he's like, well, I don't really give a fuck, but like, I have to be a certain way.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Well.
Oh yeah, Dr. Melfi does have an appearance in this episode real quick.
Yeah. She gives it away that Carmella didn't realize.
Carmella didn't know it was a woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And at the very end, that's like the last thing that the episode ends on them. Tony saying like, no, I just didn't, I didn't want to be weird about it or something like that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Never know.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I had nothing to say and I felt uncomfortable with the silence. So I just said something.
Well, that means we've reached the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, if you guys are wondering, whoa, why are you guys doing Sopranos September? Go check out our Sopranos Summer. Go watch The Sopranos.
Yeah.
And here's what we're going to be doing coming up. The next episode is season 2, episode 13, Funhouse.
Yes.
Then we're going to be doing Pine Barren, season 3, episode
Classic.
11. For Patreon, we're going to do The Wait, season 4, episode 4. And then we're going to finish everything off, Pie Oh My, season 4, episode 5.
Interesting.
So
Oh my.
that's what we got here in Sopranos September for you.
Yeah. It's
Crazy.
going to be a banger.
Rate us on Spotify and Apple and all that good stuff.
I did not mean to burp right now. Yes. Go rate us. Hi, you're listening to Comics and Chronic, and I'm Jacob H.
I'm Cody Cannon.
And I'm Anthony Iannaccio.
And you can tune in every Thursday to hear new episodes of Comics and Chronic.
And make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Comics N Chronic. That's Comics, the letter N, Chronic.
We'll see you guys next week.
Woo!
Peace.